Greetings, I hope you're doing great wherever you are, whenever you are watching this video. Prime Inc. Pros, cons, up, down, good, bad, however you want to look at it. That's what we're going to look at today. Driving for Prime Inc., especially going through the Get Your CDL program. That's where I got my CDL. I stayed down in Springfield, Missouri. But yeah, pros, cons, let's look at it. Also, if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button. It will help me. I'm on my way to 5,000 subscribers. Or in Jamaica, we say, I'm on my way to 5,000 subscribers. Help me get there. Let's go. Pros. I would say the terminals first and foremost. Down there in Springfield, very nice. Basketball court. They got a fitness center, like a full set gym, showers. You could pass through the terminal anytime and get your truck wash, get your truck service, any kind of problems. So the terminal is very nice. Where I stayed also down there in Springfield was pretty nice. I will say the inbound, outbound, sometimes, because whenever a truck is coming inbound, they're checking everything on that truck. They're checking tires, they're checking whatever they can check on the trailers, on the truck, and they will change that tire right there and then if it needs to be changed, which is big, and it's pretty good because that's big for safety, right? A lot of times you're out here running for another company, you don't know if your thread depth on your tires is way below where it needs to be sometime unless it's obviously worn. So I think it's really good that they do that. Also, another thing is you might pick up a trailer from a drop and hook situation, or maybe what they call a relay where you just swap a trailer with a driver. So it's good going through outbound, inbound, but sometimes, man, you can be in that line for a solid 30, 45 minutes. I've been in that line for an hour. So outbound, inbound, terminal, very nice. That's a pro. Con. While I was there, I would say the first con would be Prime Inc. is a primarily over-the-road company. So you are out 3 to 4 weeks and you're home for 3 to 4 days. The thing with that nowadays is there are a lot of companies that will let you do 1 week on the road and you get a 34-hour reset at home. So you're getting home at least every weekend. Some companies have you out for 2 weeks and then you come home for 2 days. So it's kind of challenging. It was kind of challenging being at Prime Inc. for 3 to 4 weeks gone from home, especially with family, or if you have a young one, or, you know, a lot of other commitments. So that was a con for me. I find it easier when I got on a dedicated account with another company that allowed me to be home more often. And that was one of the main reasons why I left there. Another pro. I want to say 48 states. It's part of being over the road. You run to different shippers, different receivers. You're seeing different kind of backing scenarios. You're learning how to manage your clock. You're driving in hilly areas. Sometimes you get a lot of training going through the mountains, especially up there in Utah, Arizona. Sometimes you'll run through Flagstaff or stuff like that. Flagstaff, Arizona. This is where you have like 6 miles going down with sharp curves of 6% grade. No joke. So that's a pro for me. Lot of experience. A con, this is my con that I had there. When you're in the TNT phase, your trainer sleeps while you drive, and you sleeps while your trainer drive. A lot of times, sometimes you might not even trust the trainer that much, and sometimes you might not even feel you're at that level yet where the trainer should trust you that much. I've had a situation where my trainer told me to drive, he's gonna sleep, and when I'm going down the mountain to wake him up. I was pretty confident in my driving at that time, so I went through the mountains with ease. When he woke up and he's like, we got past that area already, I'm like, oh yeah, we're good, we got past it. But it's a con for me because what if someone doesn't drive as safe as you? A lot of times you have drivers that are overconfident. Some of them are pretty not even good drivers, or they might just have bad driving habits, you know what I mean? So that was a con for me. At Hirschbach, when I was a trainer, I would sit in the passenger seat while my student was driving. I think that's a little bit more hands-on, and I can point out different stuff here and there. I guess during the period of your trainer sleeping, there are going to be times when he or she is awake and is sitting next to you. But that was a con for me. Another pro, the orientation process, going through it. You get 3 meals per day. Some companies, they give you breakfast and lunch, and you have to find your own dinner on weekends or some stupid setup like that. At Prime Inc., you get 3 meals per day. Also, they have shuttles at these terminals that will take you to a Walmart close by, allow you to go grab some groceries. During the orientation phase and the first phase that they call the PSD phase, you also get what they call an advance. When I was there, it was $200 per week. Whenever you get on your trainer's truck, they will take that $200 back. But what they will do is take $25 or $30 per week until it is paid off. So they don't just take $200 out of your first paycheck, because they don't know what your setup is like. So I think that is pretty good, and on the good side towards the driver, I would say. Another con for me was the cent per mile when you get out of the CDL training and you get into your own truck. Of course, you're new, so you don't have a lot of experience, so you're not gonna get the pay that a driver that has 2 or 3 years experience is getting. But you have to work twice as hard to get a good solid paycheck. And this also kind of forces you to be like out there chasing the miles. You know what I mean? Another con was the hours that you would deliver these loads and the time that it will take for these companies to unload you. Man, especially when you go to some of these Walmart or some other distribution centers, I don't know what they're taking out the truck that will take you up to 4 hours to unload or 4 hours to load. But I guess sometimes when they unload, they got to count the product. If it's refrigerated stuff, they got to check the temperature on each product to make sure, you know. And you as the driver have to check your reefer, make sure it's running at all times, make sure it's set at the right IntelliSet. That's the temperature for the product that you're carrying. And sometimes too, another con is the weight. For a company that have so much accounts, because con and pro. Prime Inc. have a lot of accounts. That's a pro, because they're one of the longer standing refrigerated divisions in trucking. So they have lots of customers. The con on the other side is, I don't know why when I drop a load off sometimes, I have to sit for an hour, 2 hours before my dispatcher get me another load. But they do have a lot of accounts, so they will keep you running. And I guess, you know, it sums it up to say in trucking, you're going to have glitches. You're going to have some smooth runs. I've been at Prime Inc. before, and they have given me like 3 loads back to back. So I know when I pick up at point A and drop off, I'm going to pick up at point B and drop off. I'm going to do the same for point C. So what that does is it allows me some form of time to plan ahead. And then I've had situations where I'm like, okay, I have a lot of time on my clock. I'm going to go to this location. I'm going to drop off a load. Dispatch is going to send me a load, and I'm going to get going. Boom. Nope. You got to go park at a truck stop or a rest area nearby and wait. And sometimes that can be a little bit, you know, a little bit annoying, especially if there isn't one close by. So, you know. Another con was the speed of the trucks, I would say. I think when I was there, my trucks were governed at 58 miles per hour on the pedal, 62 miles per hour on the cruise. And a lot of times you'll be on that interstate, man. Maybe they could have bumped it up to at least 65 miles per hour. I was a company driver. I know for a fact that they did have 65 miles per hour for the leased operators. So, you know, a pro for me was the training. You get really good training while you're there in terms of the PSD phase and the TNT phase. During the PSD phase, you're still with a driver or a trainer, but you're on the road getting your training, sleeping at the truck stop, stuff like that, doing some backing of the truck. And then when you get back to the terminal to test out to do your CDL, to get your CDL, sorry, you go out in what they call the T&T phase. That's trainer and trainee. So you have two separate phases of training. Even in the first one, you know, a lot of these companies, they will have you on property, so you're not getting any real first-hand, hands-on training. So I like that Prime Inc. does that. And I must say, you get advanced during that period. And then when you go out with a trainer, you're getting paid at least $900 per week. So I think that's pretty good. You have to do 50,000 miles before you get off that trainer's truck. Sometimes your trainer might recommend to the dispatch that he thinks you're ready to go. And if they have a truck available, let's say you're at 40,000 miles, they'll probably work with you, something like that. So pretty good, pretty good. Overall, I think it's one of the best companies to get your CDL. It's a pretty good setup. Paid during training, 2 different sets of training. You have the PSD, which is the paid student driver, and you have the T&T, which is trainer training. You go all over the country. You get to see the country while earning an income. Pretty good setup. Pretty good setup. But those were my pros and my cons for Prime Inc. I hope that can help you. If you have any question, drop a comment in the comment section. I'm usually active there. If you currently drive for Prime Inc. and you have anything else that you want to add, feel free to drop it in the comment section. Not gonna keep you guys too long. Gonna keep it rolling. As I always say, I hope you're doing great wherever you are, whenever you are watching this video. Stay safe. See you soon. Peace.